Dear ambitious African, this is your host, Secho. In this podcast, we will discuss everything about our journeys and experiences towards achieving our goals for life and work as phenomenal change leaders in our varied communities. We will feature other ambitious Africans crushing it through arts, social activism, tech innovations, entrepreneurship, and positive lifestyle and holistic well-being. We are the generation that is redefining Africa as we know it, and as an ambitious African, now is the time to get involved. Give us your feedback and ideas for our next podcast, and let's keep the conversations going. See you inside.
Usually when it comes to New Year's, there's a lot of things and pressure that we really put on ourselves and really consider for different things in our lives. And it can be a lot. Literally, it can be a big lot. And I get why most of us get midway into even the first month of the year and just go back to our old routines, because it's pretty much very easy, and that's what our brains and bodies are accustomed to. There's this quote that says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your disciplines or routines, something like that. And I felt that quote is quite harsh, but it is really true, right? Like, if we have that hard talk with ourselves, at the end of the day, your routines determine what happens and not your big, smart goals. And so it's really right to understand how to really set the pace for the year and use your own reality to, yes, set the pace for your year. The thing about New Year's is, one, people think it has to begin from 1st January. It doesn't. 2, people think it has to be all this done, prepared, planned, all set for the year, game plan done kind of vibe before you even enter 1st January. That's not true. And thirdly, people also think that when it comes to planning your new year, you have to get all sorts of materials, systems, and apps, and vision boards, prayer boards, Google calendars, highlighted notes and sheets, and all of that. Sticker notes, and oh my goodness. You don't need all of that too. The point is, you want to put yourself in a certain mind space as you enter a new year. And whatever that mind space is, sometimes you can take as much time as you need to be in that mind space. Not everybody is cut out for having a game plan done, prepared, and sticking to it. And so putting yourself into this place where you are putting ideas on lists and things like that, yet you do know yourself that it's really not something you can stick to. It's something to also to consider, right? So this year, as we set the pace for 2023, I think it's important for us to understand really how we work, how we function, how we set goals, how we achieve our goals, how we end up delivering on our deadlines, how we interact with people, how we seek support, how we give support, and how we eventually show up for ourselves in our lives. Sometimes, even before you think about any planning for your year, you might need to just sit down and pick one thing about your habits or your attitudes that you really need to figure out before you even make any plans. Sometimes it might just have to be, you know what, I don't really need a plan. I don't really need to put anything together, all my goals and anything put together. I just need to trust God to direct my path. I need to trust the universe or whatever you believe in to direct my path or to give me daily goals to achieve or daily goals to pursue. Or you say, okay, I'm not going to write down all these grand schemes of things I want to achieve. I'm just going to, list out 12 things I want to achieve this year. And if they happen. If they don't happen, you try something else. But you need to know really how you get things done and how you become a new person and use that to really set the pace for the year. So by the end of this episode, I really want you to give yourself some sync week time. Sync week is something I made up, but then it's literally a concept I borrowed from Bill Gates, where he literally has these think weeks. He would go on a week, go off somewhere, and then think about different things, just taking time away rather, to think about things for a week. And for me, I think one way I'm flipping that is sync week meaning I'm letting things sink in. There's so much I've absorbed, there's so much I have learned, there's so much I am considering, and there's so much I want to really hear from God. And so for me, it's more like, I'm just going to give myself a minute. I'm just going to give myself a week to let all these things sink in, to let all these things finally sit or become a part of me, so they don't all stay in my head. They enter into my heart and routines, literally. And so perhaps you might want to figure out really what you really want for you and use that to really set the pace for the year. And I think it's crucial to do that. I think it's really where it all begins. It's not all those fancy sticky notes. It's not all those fancy vision boards and all of that. All of that is good, and I really encourage you to go for it, to go do it. But you really need to know how you want to set the pace for the year and use that to rather determine how you want to plan or set goals as the weeks and months go by. You don't really have to do all of that in January. So I hope this gives you a few things to think about and gives you a few new perspectives to shape how you're going to design the year. And then, of course, give some room for serendipity, just the unplanned experiences or unplanned happenings of great things whilst you are doing that. No matter what kind of person you are, if you're one who has spreadsheets of goals set up for the year, or you're literally trying to catch your breath before the year begins, no pressure. Do what helps you get things done or helps you become the best of you, and let that design what the next few months is going to look like. I wish you well, and I'll see you in the next episode.